and welcome to the third episode of the Offering series. This week I'm playing a bunch of my own songs again. There's a mix of old and new. The first song I'm going to play is called Temporary Happiness. Now, it's from my last album called Contemplations 1. And if you haven't figured it out by now, I listen to a lot of George Harrison music. Now, this song to me, when I was writing it, it's a little bit of a George Harrison style tongue-in-cheek song. Felt like it could have fit around that Cloud 9 era. Very kind of jovial and lighthearted, but at the same time, there's a real message in the middle. And that is, sometimes we can find ourselves stuck in the material world, looking for sense enjoyment from possessions or from different experiences and whatnot, when really at the end of the day, as we all know, that happiness is temporary. We don't take it with us when we're done. And generally, certainly for me, when I get something, that happiness, it doesn't last forever. It's temporary. The next thing you're looking again for the next thing. So it's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek, that temporary happiness. If we look within, we can find something a little more permanent. I hope you enjoy Temporary Happiness.
You let your thoughts run wild, now you're ready to start again. You've been wasting your time chasing a life you can't live. You thought your best chance out was to buy and sell your dreams, but the only way out is to light up the light from within, or you'll lose this time and you'll pay the price to keep everything alive. Change, it's always the same, it's just a temporary happiness. And when your life sounds short, it's time to abort out of this temporary happiness. Now if you lose yourself, you can always return again. There's a nature inside, put your hatred aside and give in, or you'll lose this time and you'll pay the price to keep everything aligned. Light don't change, it's always the same, it's just a temporary happiness. And when your life sounds short, it's time to abort out of this temporary happiness. Life, possessions, pain, I think they're all the same. The turning point is when you start again and learn to be yourself, and don't worry about anyone else, and love you for who you are, not who you think you should be. Change, it's always the same, it's just a temporary happiness. Because when life felt short, it's time to report out of this temporary happiness. The light don't change, it's always the same, it's just a temporary happiness. And when your life sounds short, it's time to report out of this temporary happiness. Oh, this temporary happiness. Yeah, this temporary happiness.
The second track that I'll play is again off of the last album, Contemplations 1. This one's definitely far more a serious song, and it's very, very deep and important to me. It's called Life on Hold. And I'm sure we've all been in a situation where we feel just completely stuck, where, the wheels are spinning and we're not moving at all. And that's certainly the space I was in when I wrote this song. I just felt like I couldn't move forward, that I desperately wanted to, push forward with life and find something, a space that was really important to me and meaningful to me. But I just couldn't get there, and I didn't know how to get there. If I look at some of the lyrics, I couldn't seem to find a way. I couldn't leave the month of May. I ran out of words to say I'd forgotten my name. I couldn't seem to find a light. I couldn't leave the darkest night. I never really fought the fight, but I somehow found you, the light and the truth. So, I talk about how does it feel when your pain is real? How do you grow when your life's on hold? How do you play in a losing game? And how do you expect me to move through this world without you? When I think back on writing these words and this song, it really just drives home to me that sometimes the most difficult periods of life, where you feel like nothing is moving and you're gaining no traction, they're quite often the times in your life where you're progressing the most. But it's only with hindsight, and wait for it, it's coming, that you can make sense of it all. But when you can make sense of it all, you can see what a gift it was to go through those difficult periods. So this is Life on Hold.
Couldn't seem to find a way, and I couldn't leave the month of May, 'cause I ran out of words to say. I'd forgotten my name. Couldn't seem to find a light, and I couldn't leave the darkest night. Never really fought the fight, but I somehow found you, the light in the truth. Couldn't seem to slow the time. My thoughts were running wild. My head is up in the sky, but I never saw you, the light in the truth. And how does it feel when your pain is real? And how do you grow when your life's on hold? And how do you play in a losing game? How do you expect me to move through this world without you? How do you expect me to roam through this world without you? And it rained so hard that it opened up the stars, and they inside of you. Enlighten the truth. And how does it feel when your pain is real? And how do you grow when your life's on hold? And how do you play that losing game? How do you expect me to move through this world without you? How do you expect me to roam through this world without you? Oh, la, da, 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 da. You keep pushing me away where I can't bear to stay. You keep pushing me away where I can't bear to stay.
I said wait for it, and here it is. With Hindsight is the next song, last song for this episode. And With Hindsight is a track that I wrote a few months back as part of an album which is being finalized now. And there's an album that was pretty well gifted to me over the course of 2 days. Every time I sat down with my guitar or my piano, more music would flow. And With Hindsight was a really important piece within the 10, 12, 14 songs that all came together at that time. And it was the first single I've released off of the next album. What's With Hindsight about? Well, it is purely about that. We have such beautiful vision when we look with hindsight, but it's also just understanding that no matter how situations may look on the surface, there's always something working underneath. And it's with that hindsight that you can look back on situations. Very similarly, as I said about Life on Hold, we can look back, and when they do make sense, with the benefit of hindsight, we can see the underpinning beauty of even our deepest, darkest lows. So With Hindsight is a track very much about the rhythm of life, its ups and its downs. However, there is that stableness that runs throughout everything.
I believe that a melody runs deep within your soul. Through the sound you can carry it and follow where it goes. I have seen through the game of it, I stand upon my own. Now I dream of the source of it, the source of all that's known. And it's older than forgiveness, older than the sea, older than the spirit that lives inside of me. Because with hindsight and mind's eye in the sky, pray me love. I've been standing in the deepest ocean, brighter than a million stars. I've been waiting for the perfect moment just to get to where you are. I've been climbing up the highest mountain, broken, beaten, battle scarred. I've been remembering who I am through you. remembering me by remembering you. Every day has a brand new light shining brighter than before. Everything that ever was and is can never be undone. Every day I concede and fight is another day that's gone. Some days it's easier to battle than to ever win the war. And it's older than forgiveness, older than the sea, older than the spirit that lives deep inside of me. Because with hindsight and mind's eye in the sky, save me, love. I've been standing in the deepest ocean, brighter than a million stars. I've been waiting for the perfect moment just to get to where you are. I've been climbing up the highest mountain, broken beat and battle scarred. I'm remembering who I am through who you are. I'm remembering me by remembering you. So I'll hold up a mirror and point it to the sun, and gaze at your reflection and shine on everyone. 'Cause you and I ain't perfect, and that's what makes us whole. I know that it was worth it, even when we nearly lost it all. With hindsight and mind's eye in the sky, save me, love.